Hi, Karen Rock Carter here. It's time for Feng Shui Stories. This is where you can hopefully pick up some Feng Shui tips by listening to some of the stories of my clients and the consultations that I've done. I've been doing this for almost 30 years. So I've seen a thing or two. I've seen a lot of things or two. I think I've seen everything. But I actually had a client who was a feng shui consultant. She called me and said, can you come over and see if you can see anything in my house? You know, I'd be the one to ask her as well. It is hard to see your own stuff. Hats off to the people that have read Move Your Stuff, Change Your Life, applied it to their own house and got the results, because it's sometimes very hard to see your own stuff. So she invited me over and she says, I'm trying to sell my house and it's not selling. And she goes, I've done everything. And I know from my Make a Shift, Change Your Life book, I said, well, is it possible for you to sell your house now? And she was like, oh, I don't know. Like, are you capable? Maybe. You know, she was kind of wishy-washy. It wasn't like, yes, and heck yes. Do you deserve to sell your house now? You know, so I go through some mental sort of where I think some self-sabotaging might show up, because a lot of people feng shui for something but they've got such a anti-story about it. You know, oh, I want to feng shui to meet the right person, but there's an anti-story going, all men are scum, so why would I want one? You know, two opposing things going on there. You get what you expect, okay? So I said, tell me about why you're selling the house. And she said, well, I'm downsizing. I don't need this big square footage anymore. I found this cute little home, and you know, I let this be for a big family that needs it. And I said, so tell me, you know, what it is about the new home versus the old home. Are there any things that come up about that? And after we dug and dug and dug, she finally came up with the thought of bigger home, I'm perceived as richer. Littler home, not as rich. So she's having this like, come in and buy my home. It's a great home. Come in and buy it. She's got this negative energy, and you're like, well, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to buy it or not? Because you're shaking your head no, and I'm not, you know. So body language, right? So once we discovered that she had this push me, pull you energy, now I can go, is it possible for you to sell your big home and move into the smaller home and still be just as wealthy and, you know, as you were in the big home? She's like, yes, that's possible. Are you capable of doing that now? Yes. Do you deserve to have just as much wealth in the small home as the big home? Yes. So we did some of the NLP stuff, a chi transfer, I call it in Make a Shift, Change Your Life, the chi transfer technique in part 1. And so feel free to check that out in my book. And long story short, once we got her in full alignment, like it's okay to sell the house because you're not going to be financially like lose all your money because you live in a smaller house, or whatever her, you know, sub story was going on there. Figure out what is the self-sabotaging situation, counterbalance it, use some of the techniques from Make a Shift, Change Your Life, and off you go. Well, that's the feng shui story for the day. Feel free to click on the links below to get my books. If you need to email me, go to support@KarenRockCarter.com. Hopefully that link is below, or my website. And feel free to comment on if you found out that you're doing feng shui for one thing, but you're having a belief that's holding it from not happening, and now you've undone it and you're going for it and you're getting the successes. Love to hear about it. All right, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more feng shui stories and other tips, and keep moving your stuff.